The advantage of eating sour honey is that you can stick your whole tongue into the hive. Like this sun bear. No bear can resist the lure of honey. And sour honey is the best in honey. Living in a tropical rainforest, such nutrients are essential for sun bears. It's hard to come by. As a smaller member of the bear family, sun bears compared to brown bears of several hundred kilograms, I can only count as the little brother among the younger brothers. Adult sun bear weight is only about 60 kilograms. Sun bears are small in size, but the claws are not small, and just like the other bears, has an extremely keen sense of smell. Most of the time, they all follow their noses. Living in a rainforest, food may not be as abundant as you might think. A worm in rotten wood. You can make it eat very carefully. There is a sweet smell in the air at this time. That's mellow wild honey. Malachin after some sniffing. Lock the smell in a tree. On a tree more than 10 meters high, it's about the size of a dog. It's not that hard to climb a tree trunk. Plus the curved and long claws. This makes it easier to climb trees. Although so, but he still can't eat honey. Because he climbed the wrong tree. Every sun bear makes this mistake. Fortunately, climbing trees is not difficult for sun bears. Getting off the tree is easier. Then he still found the hive. This is a sweet treasure trove. He sticks the paw into the nest of the bee, eating the honey inside. If the deepest honey can't be taken out, then you can only rely on your 25 centimeters tongue. With the noonday sun shining, the rainforest gets really hot and humid. Melanchthon will be at this time. Choose to rest in a tree. Slim figure. You can put him in any position, lying on your back between the branches of tea. The benefits of taking a nap in a tree are in addition to being cool. It also avoids water quality and mosquito bites. When there is not enough food, get enough rest. It also slows down their metabolism. 2 hours later, the sun bears are back on the ground and continue to forage. Living in the rainforest, it is necessary to have long claws and long snakes. Long claws can easily transform huge ant nests. Flip over. Long tongue. You can better lick and wipe the ants on it. Plus the thick hair. This is the best equipment for predators. At this moment, he was taken aback. It turned out to be a net text network. The scenery here is amazing. Every twilight, the Guamban hornbill will squat here, preying on passing bats. The first bat a male hornbill will catch for his significant other. Except for the hornbill, fossil British eagles are also frequent visitors here. This is a cave in Kalimantan. Inside perched about 300,000 ruffled puppy tails. This is a tenfold bat. Near evening, the bats will go out foraging en masse. Swarms of bats emerge from the cave. Their predators have been waiting for a long time. A blackberry police snake hangs upside down above the cave, preying on passing bats. Bats move very fast. Blackberry snakes can't keep up with them either. But such a dense amount. Blackberry snake just waits for the rabbit. There will always be a few unlucky bats. Put it in his arms. The fossil eagle outside the cave also shot, intercepting passing bats in the air. Sharp claws can easily bat catch. These bats are too small, so that the bats obviously weren't enough for him. Fossil British eagles capture more than a dozen bats every day. The new bird can't hold back. He wanted a piece of the action, but lacked the ability to find new birds. It only opens up in the air. Giant birds will try to capture it. But that didn't work. In the open sky, no better than in a narrow cave. The flying speed of a bat. It is not comparable to the western bird. It seems that the west bird will have to find another way. In the end, the west bird chose to lie in ambush on a book fork. Open your mouth facing northwest. And it worked. However, male hornbills do not enjoy it directly. Instead, wait for the female hornbill. He's going to take the first bat of the night. 2 significant others. Here we go. Male hornbills will prey on 7 or 8 bats here, until both parties are satisfied. Night is falling. More than 300,000 bats. It wanders through the rainforests of Kalimantan. Search for insects. Such a huge group. The consumption of food is also very huge. These bats, about 2 tons of insects, are eaten every night. Fortunately, in the pristine jungle here, and there are a lot of insects. Early morning. The bats return to the cave. Their feces rain down. Fall down. For hundreds of years, this is where the bat droppings pile up. The thickness has reached more than 10 meters. There's an entire ecosystem. Zikong is a permanent resident here. Tens of thousands of cockroaches live in these caves. In addition to cockroaches, there are also owl and salt giant spiders. There's even cave crabs. This cave is never short of food. A dying bat falls into a cave. It is quickly decomposed and digested by cockroaches. Female species wasp, able to mate before fully hatching. They're about 2 millimeters long. It's the main pollinator of figs. And in fact, figs need pollination. And their flowers are inside the fruit. Rongshao summit follows the fig, a narrow gap at the top. Get inside. This female Rongshao fang only lasts about a day. He must complete the task of reproduction as soon as possible. Finally, he manages to get inside the fig. But the wings stay outside. He started looking for suitable spawning grounds. These tightly packed flowers make the best egg beds. While he was laying eggs, it pollinates the figs. After all this is done, his life was also ended here, and stayed inside the fig. After about a month, and the eggs hatch. And the first to hatch is the golden chest. They just hatched. We'll find his spouse here. Actually, the peak at this time has not yet fully hatched. The male summit can't wait to bite the luck by magnetic peak egg. Then it can be done directly. Their mission to carry on the lineage. It won't be long. The peak will hatch. After doing all this, male species wasp will go out of the figs first. Wingless male species of wasps will become the prey of ants. And those winged female species of wasps, it is safe to leave here. And those peaks carry loads of pollen, looking for the next immature fig. Just as their mother's oxygen lays her own eggs, continuing their race over and over again. This hunting spring is making its own sticky gloves out of tree branches. When there is no effective means of hunting, he wraps the sticky gum around his front barrier. This makes it easier to catch passing insects. After everything is done, hunting for spring has begun. He's on a path that termites used to follow. It only takes a moment to stick this termite firmly. Stop the only gum left on his front feet. The termite in the tangled fruit. After all this is done, lichen will set his tone firmly into the body of a termite, then slowly suck out the body fluids of the termites. Sometimes these gums, not just used as a tool of disadvantage, there are other uses as well. When the two hunters meet, they use gloves from their ancestors to stick to each other, and then a courtship dance. By this means, the female spring hunter tests the male's endurance. If the other party quits halfway, females will not accept each other. It appears that this male has passed the test. The next female hunter will be at her own tail end, a little bit of twig. Then they can complete the great task of reproduction. After a period of time, the newly born little hunter kun can master it skillfully. Arm yourself with branches. And they eat termites.